Good evening, everybody. My name is Paul Silinch. I'm co-creator at Rigid Tech Girls and also the program lead for the program Digital ABC for NGOs. So today we are going to be having the first workshop out of three, or maybe let's call them practical sessions, of our digital skills program, Digital ABC for NGOs. And there are a couple of things I want to say about this. First of all, to the participants of the course, I want to let you know that these sessions, these practical sessions, they're also going to be public. So if you hear now some information about the program, and even though you went through the program, you already know that information, now you know whom it is intended for. And yeah, regarding the program itself, regarding the Digital ABC program that we just had, it ran for 3 months from September 18th until December 6th. So basically last Wednesday, we had the closing session. And the program, the aim of it was to teach different digital skills and tools to NGOs from all over the world. We had participants from 86 different countries. We have participants from 86 different countries. And yeah, teach them useful digital skills and tools that could help them both in their professional lives and in their everyday lives. And yeah, I'm glad that you also, the ones who didn't participate in the program, they're watching this practical session from Facebook. I'm glad that you tuned in. I do hope that you will find it useful as well. And yeah, regarding the program, like I said, ran for 3 months. Consisted of 24 different theoretical sessions. We went through 4 different modules. The first one focused on product and project management. Then the second one where we focused on data, different data analysis, also the same topic for today, data protection and security. Third topic were different digital tools that could be used for collaboration, efficiency, so on and so forth. And the fourth one was we were looking into the modern technologies that exist now and how they can be used in your work. For instance, AI or 3D printing or anything else, really. So that's regarding the Digital ABC for NGOs program. One thing here I can also mention that even though it ran its course and we had the closing session on the 6th of December or last Wednesday, we are gonna open up we have opened up pre-registration already. You can find the link for that in the description, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And we are gonna open up the registration on February 1st. In this case, you are going to have the option, you will have the possibility to get access to the recordings from this program, from what we ran just now, and you will also have the possibility to take the tests and receive a certificate afterwards. So basically, we are going to give another run for the program. So yeah, if you miss your opportunity to join, no worries, you will still have the chance. We will also, of course, be there along the way and assist you if you'll have any questions. And we will have some live sessions there as well. But the majority of them are going to be the recordings from the course we just had and we just ran. So a bit of technical information also to the participants of the program. First of all, I want to remind you that all of the tests, they're still available until the end of the year, or, December 31st. Session recordings. Some of you have already sent the questions of for how long will the session recordings be available. Here I can tell you, basically, we do not aim to delete them at any point. So as long as YouTube is going to exist, that's kind of the go-to answer. So long as YouTube exists, you will have access to the recordings as you do have the links to them. And we do not aim to delete them at any point. And certificates, they will be sent out by 13th of January, but we will try to send them out earlier. So those are the main things. That was the technical information. With that out of the way, well, a bit more of technical information, but in a different way regarding today. So what do we have in store for today? As you know by the name, it's a workshop or a practical session. And regarding the topic of data analysis, so what we are going to talk about, we are going to cover very briefly the basics of data analysis, the theory or what's behind it. We are going to look at a specific tool that is Power BI. And here I need to take a small pause and let you know that I have posted in the description of the YouTube video, also on the website, digitalabc.org, where some of you may be watching the session, in the comment section, and also in the event discussion side on Facebook, the 2 necessary links, basically the one to Power BI and also the second one to the dataset that will be used during this practical session. So once again, it's posted either in the description of the YouTube video or in the comment section of our website or in the Facebook discussion site of the event. So those are 3 places where you can find the links to the specific tool that we will talk about today or learn how to use, and also the data set. So like I said, we are going to learn about Power BI, and we are going to see how you can work with different data sets. And there's another thing I wanted to mention is that this is not definitely the only tool that can be used for data analysis. There are several different ones. And as with a lot of things that we have also mentioned during the program, a lot of them, the tools, they offer discounts to NGOs. So here I wanted to give you the opportunity also, you, the representatives from NGOs, share in the chat if you already know some tools that offer discounts. Share it with one another. So yeah, that's what you can do in the chat already. But apart from that, regarding the session today, you feel free to ask all the questions you may have, but we will answer all the questions at the end. Of course, if there's going to be like, if it's going too fast or something like that, I will let the speaker know. No worries, I am going to be monitoring the comments everywhere. And so in that sense, with that being said, I would love to welcome to the stage our speaker of the evening, financial analyst with a position, with passion for public health, and also, I would say, co-creator Riga Tech Girls. It's Baiba Bartola. So, Baiba, welcome to the stage.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me and for this unexpected intro, because I never thought of myself as a co-creator of Riga Girls. I am delighted.
Well, you have worked on some programs as well, so I'm happy to call you that in this case as well. So I will hand the stage over to you then.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to say thank you to all of you participants who are devoting your hours to learn something new, to be able to help people in a better way. And data analysis is definitely the best way how to improve people's lives. And therefore, I would like to show you, well, this will be just one tool, but all of these tools, they work, and you can work with them in a similar way. First of all, you get data into the tool, you make a visualization, you put the KPIs, and then you can publish the result for the public, for your company, or for your co-workers to have a better understanding of what is going on in the world right now, or just in your organization, if that's the case. So I will show you. First of all, I would like to show you some sources, data sources, how they could look, because when you have defined what you wish to monitor with your goals in mind, and you have defined your KPIs, then definitely you would want to have a good data source. And as an expert had mentioned in data analysis session, it is really true that quality is the utmost, the most important thing in data analysis. However, sometimes you can have very high quality data in extremely large data sets. And for example, I have one in here. It is called large. I think you can probably see that it is nearly nearly the size of I don't know, a movie. So what would happen if we tried to open it in Excel to analyze? The first thing what would happen, we would get this kind of error. And the reason why I'm not trying to open the file right now is exactly because of this error. Because as your computer tries to open this huge workbook, it takes a lot of memory. So as a good data analyst, you're looking at this error and you're like, oh, wow, okay, too large for the Excel grid. Well, couldn't Excel handle it? Excel is definitely my favorite tool. And I would say some years ago, I would be like, if I save this workbook, I will lose data that wasn't loaded. Well, how bad could it be? And then I would open the dataset and I would see that it ends at 1,048,576 row. And it has loaded only the first 2 months of all the data set. So how do I do it now? How do I analyze this data set if it's that huge? And definitely the first thought would be, well, I can't do that. Excel can't open it. I can't analyze it. That's the first thought, right? However, I would like to introduce you to Power Query if you didn't know about it yet. So you would get additional intro in Power Query as well. This Power Query is available under Data tab. Under New Query, we put from File. We choose CSV file because that large one, that enormous file, it was a CSV file. And then Power Query will lead us through the process. We will get to Power Query later on when we work with Power BI, because Power BI also uses Power Query. And this is something what I find so nice, let's say, about Power BI, that it has a functionality which is similar to Excel's functionality. So if I load data to Power BI, and if I have any doubts, then I can load them in the Excel, the tool which I know the best, and I can check and say, oh yeah, right, that is the case. So in this instance, Power Query has loaded the data in a data table, and I was able to analyze the average heart rate. If we tried to replicate the results, we would see, oh, sorry, that was unexpected. I should close this. Well, I will put Excel right next to it. Let's do it this way. If we compare just the ID, EG, we can see that they are somewhat similar. And the next row, which ID is 94, we can also see that it also looks quite same. So I would say that I would encourage you also, if you find any data in any tool, if you find it to be confusing or contradictory to what you feel, your intrinsic feeling is usually related to previous knowledge and professional intuition. And it is very important that you check those data. If you feel that there is something wrong about them, you have my permission. Take them out from the source with Power Query and check them in Excel. It would always be the best course of action. So let's move to the next challenge, let's say. Well, we have seen what we can do with large data sets. We have already made a conclusion that we can work with large data sets with both Excel and Power BI if we use the tool which is named Power Query, and it is built in Excel and in Power BI. What about if we have multiple files, like these files? They are all placed in the same folder. They all have the same structure. How could we get the data from them without actually opening each one of them and copying, pasting, copying, pasting, copying, pasting? It is a tedious job, and it is so intellectually challenging when you know that your IQ might be used for something much better than that. So if you have those files and they all have the same structure, Power Query is your best friend. It can and it will take those data out from that folder. I will show you how it would look in Power BI. And how to say, well, the same thing can be done also in Excel. You can open the Power Query, select the folder, and it will load the data. Let's just wait a second. So it opens up. And right here in the table view, my best friend Power Query, you can see right here the queries I have made. Power Query has taken all the data from all those Excels which were located in the folder and taken them to Power BI, where I can easily make graphs. So now there is a question. If we can do the same stuff in Excel, why would we choose Power BI? And there is this one wonderful thing about Power BI, that it is kind of easier to make graphs, to make KPIs. And what they have done, well, I don't have it yet, but they are introducing also, it was called DAX Query Manager or something like that, which will be located right here next to Model View. And it will make developers' lives even more easy, because it will allow developers to make complicated measures in a more efficient and faster way. So now we have seen the report view, we have seen the table view, and we know that this table view, what we see here, it comes from Power Query. And if we click right here, okay, we can see it now. There are multiple tables and we can use them all. And then we also have a model view. So what is a model view? This is the view where you tell the Power BI, well, kind of tell, it's not that intelligent yet, but you kind of tell it which of these columns are interrelated. In this case, it's the client. And I have already made the connection right here. So in our report, we have it. Oh, one more good thing about Power BI is that it's not only easier to make complicated visualizations, it also has an option to publish it online, and other people will not be able to download your dataset without you allowing that. From the Excel, it's quite complicated to make sure that your data will not leak if you share publicly your data as an Excel sheet. So it becomes easier with Power BI. And also one more cute thing is the mobile layout. I love it so much. We could, I don't want to use that. We could use all the visualizations which we have in the report view, which will be visible in the website if we publish the report. We can take all of those visualizations and we can choose how it will look like in a mobile view. So now, when our report is published, this is what people will see when they open the link from a mobile device. And I don't know if Excel has it. At least I'm not aware of it. But this is definitely a very, very nice feature. I love it. So, just to have a glimpse on oh. So, and it's interactive. If I choose any data point, I would get filters applied to everything that I have chosen. So what about that folder thing? When I opened this report, I told you that there is this good thing about folders. There is one more very good thing about folders, that you don't have to open up all those Excels and copy all those values and then make visualizations. There's also the good thing that when you get another file which contains the data in a similar structure and you want to add those data to the report that you have. So here we have year 2021, and I have a tiny file which I will add, and I will now try to refresh the query. Let's see if I can get 2020, 2022 here. So let's go right here, and I was right-clicking, and I get an option, refresh data. It takes a minute. So it has loaded. Let's see what it says. And it has it right here, 2022. And it is functional instantly. How cool is that? So I think that's all about oh, published one. I wanted to also show you an example how it looks when it's published. I'm sorry that it's in Latvian. This is the only thing that I am allowed to share because it was public. It was made during a hackathon. So what we are able to do, we can actually click through all of it, and it is interactive. You can choose different sheets. You can click anywhere on KPIs, and it will adjust filters accordingly. So this is a very, very cool thing about Power BI. And now I think I have almost finished my presentation, and I am ready to start the workshop. The first thing I would like to give you information about is the dataset we will be using. It is from United Nations, and if there are any people from United Nations or from the Red Cross, I am very thankful for the job that you do, and I am aware how dangerous it is and how much good you are bringing to globally. So thank you for everything you do. And we will be using this first dataset. And at first, when I open my Power BI, you will see data from this dataset. I will just show what we are going to make, and then we are going to repeat that with this other dataset. So, are you ready to start? How energetic do you feel right now? Let's say from one being like this was a long day to 5 being like, yeah, let's do this. So do I have any people in chat? Paul?
I can tell you that nobody's yet written anything, but there are people watching, so no worries. They will give the response at a point.
Okay, I'll open close everything. And let's start.
I can meanwhile say there isn't a number, but there's a thumbs up about how they're feeling, and there's a comment that they are trying to figure out what it is. So, yeah, there are more than confirmed. There are people watching.
So what I decided to do, just to give a taste, what we can do with Power BI, I made a table, and we can filter it using multiple filters, and we also have a map. The nice thing about the map is that we can actually use bubble sizes as a data point. We can add data if we have it, and let's say, for example, if there is a facility that is using all the capacity that they have, let's say 100%, then it would be the biggest bubble, for example. But at the moment, just to give an introduction in the tool, then we will start with the canvas. So it looks like kind of really Canva. And if you don't have these on your side, they might be located most to the right. So if we open it up, you won't see these two because they are mine, my tables. I have already made them. You probably don't have any of those yet. Don't worry, we will make it happen. So the first thing we will do, we will get the data. And where could we find it? Under the Home tab, we go to Get Data. And depends on how we would like to get the data. We can use text CSV, or we can use different option. I will go for CSV file. So right now we see my page source, and right here we see the health data set, which we are going to analyze. So let's open it. Power Query has done its job, and we can see that everything looks tidy and nice in a table, formatted as a table. For comparison, we could open it in Excel. This is the same data set. I'm opening it. And well, okay, I could get these same data into Excel in a table-like view, but at the moment, if I just open it up as a normal person, then I would say, oh my God, because, well, it doesn't look like data that we could work with. So let's return to our Power Query. So now we can choose. We can load the data, or we can transform. And I think I will transform. The first thing the Power Query has done, it has identified the source, and it has written the first step in applied steps. It has identified that the first row contains headers, and Power Query has promoted those headers. And then Power Query has also changed the type. Well, from my experience, I would suggest that we go through those types and just look through if they have been identified correctly. Well, I can see that latitude and longitude have not been identified as numbers. Well, I might worry about that if I thought that Power BI can handle it. Fortunately, I think it can. So here's sector. Are we okay that it is text? I think yes, we are. And if you click on those ABCs, you can see that there are a lot more types to choose from. At the moment, we are very happy with the text form, so let's keep it as it is. Then we have also type of facility, hand washing, and yes, electricity. And then I have something interesting going on. I see ones and zeros and missing values. And I could probably leave them as they are as well. However, there is something that I will want to add filters. And if I want to add ones and zeros, then it will most probably not be very descriptive. So what I am interested in is vaccination, and I could modify this column, not exactly this column, but I could use this column to create a new column where all those ones and zeros and null values are transformed to understandable language. So how do I do that? I will go to Transform tab and nope, I don't see it in here. I go to the next tab. It's Add Column. And yeah, right. It sounds like it might be the one I'm looking for, right? So let's check the first function, column from examples. And I want to have it from the selected column. So for ones goes yes. One more time, yes. Okay, it has identified the pattern. It's a very good thing. Okay, it didn't realize that 0 is no. So I will tell it that it is no. And now Power Query says that null is null. Well, that's a smart move, saying that that's the value missing. I would say it is a no. If we don't know it, then it might probably be no. And I think that's it. And what you can see up here is that Power Query has written something like a code. And this is also why Excel sometimes is referred as a low-code tool, because Excel too has Power Query, and Power Query really writes an M code. So right here it has written, well, we could call it formula, but it looks more like a code. If column name is greater or equal 1, then yes, else no. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, and I will call it, I should have used probably immunization. Okay, I see that there are errors somewhere. That's interesting. Can you see this error? This is interesting. I will go to the step and let's see. And else is no. Okay, let's add the clause. If minimization equals no, then no. Okay, no, it doesn't work this way. It didn't really do that. Okay, then I can do it in a different way. I can replace errors. So I'm going on the header. I'm right-clicking, replace errors, and the value will be no. So Power Query did what it was told to do. So another thing I would be very interested in is, oh, there's my friend COVID. No. Let's use malaria. And we might check another function which is under add column, custom column. So we can already enter a column name, and the custom for will be if real quick equals 1, then yes, and there's this really cute command. No syntax errors have been detected. I would like to warn you that this doesn't always mean that that the formula is very good. So what does it say me? What does it tell me? It tells me that there was an error. The name yes wasn't recognized. What have I done? Well, let's see. So I assume it expected that I will have quotation marks. So it looks nice. But there is one more function I'd like to have a test for. In patient services, do we have time for it? We do. So in patient services, new column name. Nope, that's not what I expected. So let's work with what we have. So now we have 2 custom columns. And how do we get this Power Query table to Power BI right now? We go to the Home tab and we click Close and Apply. It tells us that there are changes which haven't been applied, and then it loads the data. Let's go to the table view and let's have a look at the data set. Well, it looks good to me. So what can we do now? We have it. If we go to the report view, we will have it right here. If we click on the data ribbon, let's click on the arrow, and we get everything we could wish for. It's right here. So what could we do with it? There are multiple visualizations to choose from. I would suggest that we start with the table. So first of all, we could put on latitude and longitude. And I would also like to have all those location names. What else can we have from here? We might have a count of places where we can have immunization. So right here, it might be a little small. But what if we made it a little bigger? How could we do that? Right here in Visualizations pane, we do see that there is Add Data to your visual tab, and there's Format your visual tab. Go right there. Well, I do see values right here. Let's check. Yes, we can make them bigger so that you could see it on your screen as well. So what do we have here? So it's a lot. I would like to see the sub-locations with the biggest numbers up. So I click on the header and I get the two up the top. So, well, it's all nice and good, but what can we do with this table now? Well, let's return to the task. We have loaded the data. Let's see what we should make now. We should have a filters pane, a little table, and a map. So we have a latitude and longitude in here. So let's make it in a map. How do we do it? We click on the visual and let's go to the visualization, which is named map. Did it recognize where the latitude and longitude was? Nope, it's not that smart yet. However, it has recognized some of health services offered as a bubble size. That's a good thing. I just need to pull latitude to latitude and so where's my longitude? I don't see my longitude anymore. I wonder. Nope, it didn't recognize it as longitude. I'll pull it. Okay, I should remove location. Okay. It has applied the bubble size. And I can see that one of bubbles is a little bigger than others. But I'm a little confused why it is on that other bubble. This is a little confusing. Okay. So we have this one. We have to make a map, and now we should add a title, because if people look at this map, they will have no idea what is that. Where could we add a title? Add data to your visual tab? Nope. Format your visual, probably. Let's go right there. So the visual map settings, could it be? Let's go to the general. Okay, it's right here, title. And it has already made a little title, but I am not really very satisfied with it. So I will adjust it a little bit. And do we do now? Oh, we could add a name of facility just to have it colorful thing. How do we do that? I think some of you have already found it. So the legend goes right here. How do I do that? I have the name of facility and I pull it. I could click on it or I could pull it. So I have it. It's right here. The next thing I would like to do is to make a table. I do have plenty of time, so it's good. I don't know where I'm keeping. I keep looking at the clock. So the table. How could I do that? I could create a new visual. I could take this table, just click on it, and Power BI would make a table for me. Or I could press on it and pull it on the canvas. Or I could do it in another way. I will put Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and it copied the map. And what am I doing now? I'm just, with the visual selected, I'm clicking on the table, and I got the table. What do I have here? Longitude, I don't need it. I can click on the close symbol. Latitude, I don't need it either. The sum of health services, well, not really. So, I would put it right here just to see how many columns fit there. Or we can adjust column headers as well. We will probably go into it. So, what I have in that another map, let's say I have status, and then I have, oh, okay, then I will first thing first, status. Do I have a status here? No, I don't. However, I can add row. Ctrl+Z. With the visual selected. Okay, now it got me malaria and vaccination. What else could I add? Type of facility. And add some more. How could I reorder those columns? It doesn't look really good. It looks kind of messy. So I will pull subcounty up, sublocation up as well. And the table gets a little more tidy. Type of facility, next to name of facility. So what could we do next? What should we do next? We should adjust column widths. So if I go between the columns, I can drag it, adjust the column size to make it look a little better. So, is this thing interactive already? I'm wondering about this one. If I click on it, yes, this is interactive. I can already do some analysis while I'm just making the visualizations. I haven't even made filters yet. So let's go to the example. Let's see what we must add. Okay, I already noticed that I don't have status, so I will be kind of I will become creative about that. So, about tables. I have time, so I will tell you. What is the difference between table in Power BI and the matrix? If you are an Excel fan, like I am, then you have most probably heard about pivot tables. Well, matrix is just like pivot table, almost like a pivot table. It is actually almost the same as pivot table. So when you're using tables in Power BI, you can think of tables in Excel. When you're using matrix in Power BI, you can think of it as a pivot table in Excel. Or if you feel kind of fun at some point, you can tell your coworkers to make a matrix in Excel. It will probably create some confusion, but it's worth watching as they're wandering through the options and trying to figure out what that is. So now I would like to introduce the filters. So you have probably already found it. So where could it be? Well, it's named slicer, just like in Excel pivot tables. And there's also the slicer new. I tried testing them, and I will be I am a little confused. I didn't see the difference, but I guess the Power BI experts might probably be able to share if any of you knows how they are different. I tried testing them and I didn't see difference. So let's click on Slicer. And I would like to have a sub-county in a slicer. So it didn't. It did. Okay, I do have it on slicer now. So right now I see that there's a difference. What if this other one? Yep. Oh my god, I broke it. Okay, I didn't see the difference at first because why didn't I remember that? Thus, this is the difference. So right now we don't see anything in there. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay, we do see it now. So why is it like that? Well, let's go to the layout. And we have the number of rows. We could make it 1. 2 columns. So here you go. So I do remember now. Yes, that's the difference. This one with the lightning, the new slicer, it has buttons, and the previous one, or it has these checkboxes. So we have subcounting. I am going to click on the visualization, Control C, Control V, and let's see. Let's replace the field value with sublocation. And right now I can see that this doesn't work well because I had multiple sublocations. So let's go to formatting options, to the layout, and let's see. Yes, we had more, and we have even more. So the good thing is we have this bar right here. We can pull it down, and then we will see all the other options as well. Let's check if it's functional. Yes, it is. So we could say that we have made a little website if we publish this. So what kind of filter? Okay, we should have filters for types of services they provide. And I will make one for vaccination. I should have called it immunization. So we will have this one. Control C, Control V. And we will have another one for malaria. So I already do see that I have plenty of space. So let's check my data set. How many? Okay, I had 2 services, vaccination and malaria. I had those special columns. Okay. Let's. Could I use one more? Hand washing. I think it might be important. Let's try that. And I will take out malaria and I will add hand washing. What do we have here? Started? No? Yes. How could I? I will make this one a little smaller. Then I will have more place. So, if I wanted to find a place which offered vaccination and malaria treatment and had hand washing available, I would have 3 facilities. This is a little sad. Okay, so right now I am wondering if we could modify this tooltip when I'm hovering over any of these points. Can I adjust them so that they would display another information? Let's see if I can add this information right here. And yes, the tab Add Data to Your Visual offers an option to add tooltips. What kind of information would I like to have there? I would like to have, well, I already do have plenty of information right here. Probably if I had that, I would add a phone number if I wanted to publish this online. At that moment, I will add as a tooltip, does the facility has electricity? So, and now, when I'm hovering over this little tiny data point, I can see that this facility has electricity always. And this one has electricity sometimes. So, did you notice it was fast? I am wondering, did you, how do you think, how much time would it take to create this kind of visualizations and filters and do everything in Excel, including the map? How do you think? Could someone post in the chat? Paul, how do you think? How much time would it take to create it in Excel?
Can't say really for sure, but definitely longer, I'd say. We'll soon probably get some answers from the people in the chat as well. So let's see what they write. Oh, I see the first coming in. Have no idea. That was the first comment.
Well, there is a visualization called map in Excel as well. But if you try to use it, you will soon realize that it is not as easy to use as it is in Power BI. Because in Power BI, it kind of, sometimes it even detects the latitude and longitude itself. You don't even need to pull those values in, it just automatically puts them there. So, we have done this, and I would like to show one more thing I love about Power BI. I have time for that. So, I showed you the website where I took the data from, and you were able to go there, and oh, I have closed it. Okay, let's go right there. Let's go to the data. So if we click on CSV, it will open another page where the data are available. So right here, we have this health data set. And there are instances when you don't want to save these kind of data on your computer? Well, for example, if it is very large, at this instance, we can see that it is kind of tiny, so there are no worries. But if it was huge, we wouldn't want to load it on our system. We would want to take it from the web and pull the necessary data into the Power BI to work with. So how do we do that? We would go on, I would go to download that. There are probably other ways as well. I would right click and copy link address. What do I have now? It is a URL to the dataset. What do I do next? I will go to Power BI and I have get data. It has several and also web. Wow. I'm wondering, will it recognize my link, that URL that I copied? Let's see. I am even using the basic. Let's see. Please wait while we are establishing a connection. That's so kind. Okay. I think this is it. We did it. It is the same thing. It is the same. Yes. Okay. Well, just because I had tried it before, I actually knew it would work. So, and here it is. This is our data set that we were working with. So if you don't feel comfortable downloading sources from the web, you can use this Power Query feature and use the link to get the data. And now I also have time to show one more interesting thing. Well, let's assume that we found something strange or what we didn't expect. We think that there might be an error somewhere. So we want to get this data to Excel, if it is our favorite tool, and we would like to explore this data. How do we do that? I will take this query, which comes from the web. So right here on the Home tab of the Power Query, I have Advanced Editor. If I click on it, okay, there is something. Control A to select all, Control C to copy it. Let's close it now. And I am going to open Excel, core book. And let's see if I can get the same data. So right here it shows from the web, new query, from file. I can choose whatever option I want because I'm going to alter all the code in the editor. At this time, I will choose from CSV. Let's see what I can get. There are actually easier ways to do that. I can do it this way. So right here, this is how it looks as an Excel table. And this is from a file. But now, if I go to Advanced Editor, I can see that it comes from a CSV file. What if I Control A to select everything? Sorry about that. Control V. Oi. So right now we don't have CSV file here, we have web contents. So let's see if it works. Oi. It didn't really work the way I thought it would. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. So this is just to prove that I am not an expert and I'm still learning. So I really do think that it should work because it worked when I tried it before. So I will try one more time with the data that do not come from the web. Okay. Works like this with edit query. Let's go to Advanced Editor. So, nope, this one is from the web. I can see the web contents right here. So I didn't choose the correct one. So this one comes from file. So this time it should work. I will copy it. Okay, got it. And here we go to rewards, nothing changed. It is exactly the same. Not sure, it's the same source. Why wouldn't it be the same? So one more thing that is good about Power Query is that when you do any alterations in Power Query, it does not change the source. So if you have ever heard that you should cherish your source, you should never change it, you should make copies if you are doing any alterations to it, then I can tell you that Power Query is a safe tool. It will not change your source data. Even if you add any columns, they all stay only in the query. They do not go to the source. They do not alter the source. If you filter out anything like errors or anything, the source stays the same. So far so good. I think I have shown everything I wanted, and I am so delighted that people are still with us, Paul, because when I asked the last question, I actually thought that nobody will answer. But,
no worries. There are still participants actively following along with what you are saying. So, but yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Baib. And I guess if the practical part is done, then we can move over to the questions, right?
Yes, we can. And if there will be no questions, then I can show how we could make this canvas in mobile view now.
Mm. We have a couple of questions for now, but I think there's definitely enough time to also show the mobile view. So the first question that we received was that is this platform free of charge? In this case, Power BI.
The desktop version for me was free of charge, but I don't remember exactly if it is free of charge for everyone or it was free of charge just for me because I took the course. There was some course some time ago. So, however, even if desktop version is for free, then there is this Power service which allows you to publish to the web your reports. For example, if I wanted to publish this report on the web, I wouldn't be able to because I do not have this paid option. However, I would encourage you that NGOs are definitely eligible for discount, or I don't know, there might be instances when you probably can talk with the local distributors and they will probably offer you make such an offer that you won't be able to resist. And I have also heard that there are other tools as well which offer discounts for NGOs. So please do not feel that this cost thing should stop you from learning the tool and applying it to day-to-day life, because my inner conviction is that actually the corporate world, including these companies which develop these wonderful tools, I feel that they all are moving in the same direction as you are, NGOs, to make the world a better place. And I am very certain that well, there will be at least a discount. I am very sure about that.
Regarding the discounts here, I can mention that it's always worth asking the creators of the tools, because you never know. Probably they will have posted it somewhere on their website, whether they have a discount or maybe it's completely free of charge for NGOs. But yeah, it's definitely always worth asking them, because then you will find out. Another question, you already started talking about different tools, other tools. What are the other tools you have used for data analysis?
I have used Click. It is a wonderful tool. I love it. I have heard a lot about Alteryx, which also offers data processing and well, kind of it is unbelievable what they do with the data. And where's Click, Alteryx, Tableau, and I am very sure that I recently read somewhere that they do have discounts for NGOs. There are most probably other tools as well. At the moment, I can't recall anymore, but there are plenty.
That's okay. And from the ones that you mentioned, another question came in, and in this case, I guess we can talk about the different tools that you mentioned. What similar platform can you recommend with a simpler interface than Power BI? So basically, does any of the tools you just mentioned have a simpler or easier to understand interface than Power BI?
I think it's Tableau, but it really depends on a person, because what one might find simple, like I think Tableau might have simpler interface. Someone else might open the Tableau and think, what on earth? Why did she tell us that this is simpler. It's hard. So I would encourage not be afraid to try multiple tools, because most of them have also free options available as well.
Okay, thank you so much. And the final question for now, how long does it take or did it take for you to master Power BI?
I am still learning it. And as it is developing new functionalities, new features, it just blows my mind how much I can learn about the tool I thought I knew. For example, this new slicer, right? It was recently added. I thought I had tested it. I thought it was the same as the old one, and now I'm kind of blushing because it's not the same. It's completely different. So and there's also one more thing, the DAX editor view that is coming. I can't wait when it will show up. So
Okay.
I keep mastering it. It's a lifelong journey.
But how long did it take for you to get to the point where you are now?
Well, about 4 months, and well, it's very important to use the tool to be able to get to know it a little better, or at least following YouTube channels which describe those tools regularly. For Power BI, I can recommend Carvel, and there are also guys in the cube. I find them both fascinating and fun, and they also show it in such a way that it looks easy and simple. And I am somewhat convinced that at some point I might probably be at the same mastery level that they are now, but they will be some levels above me anyway. So it's just using the tool, and then I wouldn't say it's mastery. Well, you will just know the tool when you use it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So for now, that's all of the questions. So there is still time. So if you want to, then we can go into the mobile version.
Okay. So when we have made this report, let's call it report because we have some data points right here, we can publish it on a web. How do we do that? Sorry for that. I should have had, yes, it's right here under the file, and I can choose from different options. I can export it as a PDF file, or I can publish it on the web. And at the moment, I will not click on that, but for those who have paid version of Power BI, they will be able to publish the report and to share the URL with the people with whom you would like to share those insights that you have. And I will also show the export. Right here, you can see you can export it as a Power BI template or export to PDF. I will export it to PDF. It shows generating. And right here we have it. So, what do we have here? We have filters, or we do not have all the filters in this PDF. We have only the visible part, and we also do not have all the all the table, because you can see there's this we would be able to pull this down if we had published the report on the web and we had opened the URL, then we would be able to drag this thing down and see the whole table. But on the PDF, well, we can see that it is somewhat limited. And also, if I go on the data point in the PDF, I do not see anything. If I had published it, then when I go on a data point, I would be able to see the tooltip. So, and if we have published the report, let's assume we have published the report and we are very proud of our report. This is the best report we have made so far. So we are very happy and excited, and then the feedback comes in. And the boss says, I tried to open it on my smartphone and it didn't work. And you are like, well, that's not pleasant. But what can we do with the report to make it more user-friendly? Then we go to the View tab and we click on Mobile Layout. And we can see that we have all the visuals we had created previously on the standard layout. We have them all right here. So let's put sublocation. I really want sublocation to be here. Okay, let's make it a little smaller. And I would like to have the table as well for those who don't like maps. Okay, it doesn't appear very user-friendly. But it will probably be okay. And I want to add the map. I really like this map. I want to add it. And how does it look? Okay. So what do I do now? I call my boss and tell him, thank you for the feedback. Oh, sorry, don't call the boss yet. We must publish the changes first. So we publish. And when it's published, we go to our URL from our own web browser on the web, on our mobile device. We test it just to make sure. And if we see the exact same thing that we see here, then we are satisfied. Okay, this is perfection. We can now call the boss and tell him, thank you for the feedback. I made some changes. You should be able to use it more easily on the smart device now. The boss opens it and, well, with the exception of this table, probably, well, he could say, well, you know what, it looks nice. So just don't be afraid to try new things and don't be afraid of constructive feedback. Some people say that feedback is like yelling at the person, well, anything, any kind of feedback, that it's unpleasant and it shouldn't be used. But sometimes without a constructive feedback, we will not be able to improve our processes or or tools which we use, and be open to feedback. And most of the time, I'm very thankful to people who provide feedback, because I have many instances in my life. I have had many instances in my life when, without that feedback, I would not be able to provide the exact report that was needed. So thank you to all of you who are open to receiving feedback, and thank you to all of you who are open to giving feedback, because sometimes giving constructive feedback is even harder than receiving it. So, and I would love to hear your feedback about this presentation.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
that's it.
Thank you so much, Brad. And yes, I saw that there were already previously comments regarding that the workshop was very interesting and informative. So yeah, maybe there is something, because currently I see no other questions and nothing else, and I think we can wrap this up. But maybe there's something else, something for the road, so to say. You want to tell the participants, or is there anything else you would like to add?
Be always open to unexpected insights, and let's keep rolling and doing the good stuff. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Well, then, really a huge thank you, Bob, for joining this session, for leading the first practical workshop, and it truly was practical. So I believe that the people now will know the basics of Power BI and how to work with it. So once again, thank you so much for joining. And of course, a huge thanks to everybody else, to everyone who was here with us during the live session, and of course to everybody else who's going to be watching this practical session at a time that's maybe best suited for them. And a couple of things before we leave. I definitely want to remind everybody that if you didn't participate in the Digital ABC for NGOs program, but you would like to, then the pre-registration is now open, and you can find the link to the form either in the description of the Facebook event or in the description of the YouTube live stream. And the registration for the possibility to participate in the program is going to be open on the February 1st. Basically now from September 18th until December 6th, we had the live run for the program, but afterwards, if you missed it, if you register, you will have access to the recordings. You will also be able to take the tests, and so on and so forth. You will also have our live support, and there will be some practical sessions taking place live afterwards as well. Next practical sessions. This was the first out of 3. So this week we have all 3 practical sessions. I know it's quite packed, but we wanted to finish it up before Christmas. You know, who wants to watch these practical sessions during the Christmas holidays? And the next one is going to be on the 13th of December, or this Wednesday, and there we are going to talk about Canva and how it can be used for creating a presentation. And on Thursday, on the 14th of December, we are going to have a practical session regarding ChatGPT and using it for reporting and documents. So there we will look at how AI tools can be used to create longer documents or help you with longer documents, and when you need to report something, and so on and so forth. So those are the 2 upcoming practical sessions. Like I said, on the 13th and the 14th of December, you can already find either the Facebook events, or we will send to the participants information via email posted on Slack. And of course, it's going to be available on the website, digitalabc.org as well. And of course, if you have any questions regarding the program, regarding anything else, feel free to reach us through the NGO program at rigetechgirls.com email address. And apart from that, a couple of reminders to the participants of the program. Tests are available until the 31st of December. recordings are going to be available, well, at least for a couple of years, definitely. All the links we sent you, YouTube links, we do not plan to delete the recordings, so you will have access to them in the nearest future. And yeah, and the certificates are going to be sent out at the beginning of next year. So that's it from my side. Once again, thank you, Baiba. Once again, thanks to everybody who joined the live session, everybody who commented, who said something, who asked questions, and thanks to everybody who's watching this at a time that's best suited for them. So that's it for today, and see you on this Wednesday, December 13th, where we will talk about Canva, the digital tool Canva, and how it can assist in creating presentations. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.